Welcome to the Depth Dive. Today we're jumping straight into the latest from Apple. iOS 18.5 and iPadOS 18.5 dropped May 12th.
Yep. And this one's it feels a bit weightier than your average update. Lots of security stuff, plus some interesting new features mixed in.
Exactly. We've been digging into Apple's official notes, plus insights from places like The Verge, Tech Radar, 9 to 5 Mac, and Phone Arena, too, for the early user feedback.
Right. And our mission here for you listening is pretty straightforward. Cut through the noise and quickly get you up to speed on what really matters in this update.
What's new, what's fixed, especially the security, and, yeah, how it's actually performing out in the wild.
Okay, so let's kick off with security. Tech Radar mentioned over 30 fixes. That's quite a number.
It really is. Tells you where Apple's focus was, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And it's not just one type of fix. Take Apple JPEG. There's this issue where a dodgy image file could, crash an app or mess with memory.
Right.
That's patched now for iPhone XS and newer and a lot of iPads. It shows how even handling photos needs to be secure.
And it gets pretty technical, too, right? Like the baseband fix for the iPhone 16.
Yeah, that's the chip handling your calls and data. This fix helps prevent potential network eavesdropping.
Yeah,
Super important stuff.
definitely. What about privacy? I saw something about call history.
There's this weird bug where even if you deleted an app, its call logs could pop up in Spotlight search. That's gone now.
Okay, good.
And core Bluetooth, for your headphones and stuff, that got strengthened too to stop apps potentially grabbing sensitive data they shouldn't.
Seems like they were plugging potential holes everywhere. Core audio, core graphics, core media. Saw those mentioned a few times.
Yeah, and Hossein Lotfi from Trend Micro Zero Day Initiative, he seemed to find quite a few of those. They involve things like apps crashing unexpectedly or potentially revealing user info.
Wow, constant battle, isn't it?
It really is. Even FaceTime needed fixes issues with muting unexpectedly or denial of service attacks, all sorted now.
Okay, what else stood out on the security front?
Well, Frontboard had an issue where apps could kind of peek at what other apps you had installed. That's fixed.
Privacy implication there.
Definitely. And iCloud document sharing could apparently turn on folder sharing without you knowing. Image I/O could be tripped up by a bad image file. And the kernel itself, the heart of the OS, had fixes for potential crashes or memory issues.
Lots of researchers involved there too, right? Trend Micro again, Christian Coleshutter.
Yep. Michael DePlante, Lucas Leong from Trend Micro as well. And then there's LiveXPat. That had multiple fixes, including one for arbitrary code execution, CVE 2024-8176.
Arbitrary code execution, that always sounds bad. Means someone could run their own code.
Potentially, yes. So a really crucial patch. Also fixes for mail addressing to prevent spoofing. MDNS responded for privilege elevation. Even the Notes app.
Notes, what's wrong there?
You could potentially access notes or deleted call recordings if you had physical access to the device. Shoutouts to Adjaris and JabCon for finding those.
Okay, physical security matters too. ProRes and WebKit, big areas.
Yeah, ProRes video files could potentially cause crashes or kernel memory issues.
Right.
WAC and Certic found those. And WebKit, well, that's Safari's engine. Tons of fixes there.
Memory corruption, crashes.
All sorts. Google V8 security team, Nosebeers Labs, Trend Micro again, lots of individual researchers. Web browsing is always a huge target.
But the good news, according to Tech Radar, is that there's no sign these were actually being exploited out in the wild. At least, not yet.
That's right. It seems like mostly preventative work, which is good. And props to Apple for patching older macOS and iPadOS versions too for people who can't update right away.
Okay, phew. That's a lot on security. What about the fun stuff? New features?
Yeah, there are some neat things. Big one. Satellite messaging carrier provided like T-Mobile Starlink is now on all iPhone 13 models.
Oh, wow. That is big. Especially for safety, right? Like The Verge pointed out.
Exactly. If you're somewhere with no bars, it's another way to potentially get help or stay in touch. Just got to remember, it's different from Apple's own emergency SOS via satellite on the 14 and later. This is through your carrier plan.
Got it. Important distinction. What else is new?
For parents using screen time, there's now a notification if your kid uses the passcode to get around restrictions. Little heads up.
Useful.
And there's a new Pride Harmony wallpaper. The colors shift when you move your phone, matches the new Apple Watch stuff.
Nice touch. Any tweaks to everyday apps?
Mail app gets a couple of usability bumps. 9 to 5 Mac noted the all-mail view is now just a tab at the bottom, much easier access.
Oh, that's handy.
And there's a toggle now in the menu to show or hide contact photos in your inbox. Plus, Buy with iPhone in the Apple TV app now works on third-party devices. not just the Apple TV box.
Spreading the convenience.
Sort of. And finding your AppleCare Plus warranty info and settings is apparently easier and more detailed now. Oh, and a fix for the Apple Vision Pro app causing a black screen.
Okay, so a mix of practical additions and fixes. But we are hearing about some potential wrinkles with this update.
Yeah, that's the flip side. Phone Arena is reporting some users, maybe particularly on iPhone 15 Pro Max, are running into issues.
Like what?
Things like overheating, the phone freezing or lagging, even the touchscreen becoming unresponsive sometimes.
Ouch. That's not ideal after an update focused on stability.
Not at all. It does raise the possibility, as Phone Arena suggests, that we might see a quick follow-up, like an iOS 18.5.1, to smooth things out.
Right. So for listeners thinking about updating, or who already have.
Well, it's that classic update dilemma, isn't it? You get these vital security patches, which you really want, but there's always a chance of new, hopefully temporary, bugs.
So wrapping this up, iOS 18.5 is definitely a security powerhouse update. Really important fixes there. Plus you get some nice feature ads, especially that satellite comms for iPhone 13 users.
Exactly. But, keep an eye out for potential performance hiccups reported by some folks. It might be a bit bumpy for a little while.
It really highlights that ongoing challenge for software developers, doesn't it? Balancing security, features, and smooth performance, and sometimes needing quick follow-ups. Something to think about.
Absolutely. The speed at which things change and the need to react, it's constant.
Well, that brings us to the end of this deep dive. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks, everyone.
If you found this breakdown helpful, please do subscribe for more analysis like this. Give us a like, it really helps. And hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next one.
We appreciate you listening.
Until then, stay safe, stay informed, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.